Welcome everybody. Today I want to talk about the housing market. I am in new construction and I'm in real estate. So I want to give a little update on what is going on right now, what my opinion is on what's happening, what could happen, what did happen. It's April 28th, 2022. Here we go. The real estate market and the new construction home building market right now is still great here. Even though interest rates have definitely gone up quite a bit, we have 15 people that are committed to building homes. Now with those 15, we have dug, I believe, 5 of them, and then the rest of them are either at the point where, you know, we've got deposits from every, you know, we're doing blueprints, survey work. Things are at the bank so that it's going to be closing on their construction loans soon. So we've got a lot of stuff in progress. In fact, we've got more in progress right now this year than we did at this time last year. So as far as comparing to where we were this time last year, the numbers are definitely better right now. We don't know if that'll hold true because the interest rates continue to go up. Now, the one thing that didn't end up slowing down anything, which is just amazing to me, is going back to last year, lumber quadrupled in price. It went from, you know, where it was up to its all-time peak in, you know, June and July. While it was going up in the months of, you know, March, April, May, June, we were very worried. You know, what's going to happen here? How are people going to continue to keep building if the lumber just keeps increasing? Is the lumber going to keep increasing? We didn't know what was going to happen, and it hit its all-time high, like I said, in July. Then it came back down in September, October, November. So the market still stayed good for those who wanted to come out and build new homes. And then it started climbing back up again in December, January, February. And then it actually came back down a little bit, and we're on a little bit of an uptick right now. But if you look at what it came back down to, it's still 3 times, at least twice as much higher than it was before it shot way up last year. So in that year's time period, lumber wasn't the only thing going crazy. Everything else has been going up as well. Garage doors, we had 5 price increases on garage doors in 2021. And we've probably, I don't know for sure, maybe we've had one already this year, but everything else has continued to go up. So the thing that we thought would slow down the market last year didn't. We thought that, okay, because lumber is going crazy and the home building prices are going crazy, I mean, we had to adjust our prices so far up to where I seriously thought that, okay, this is really going to stop a lot of people, maybe most people, from coming in and wanting to build a home. And then that didn't happen at all. There was no slowdown whatsoever. And we're a little bit insulated. We build for a, you know, I would say like $500,000 plus type price point. And that's just the build. That's not including the lot. So when the prices went up as crazily as they did, what happened is it just made it really unattainable or hard to build if you had a budget of, you know, $450 or less. It just really made it hard to build. So it kind of knocked those individuals out of the market. And again, because our clientele that we're building for is the primarily the $500,000 plus, we were insulated from that. We didn't really notice a huge hit. Not that we haven't never built anything below that. I mean, we definitely do. I mean, there's probably at least, you know, 3 homes a year that we build that are or were in that $450 or less price range. But so we were a little bit insulated there. So we didn't feel a huge hit because of that. And everybody else in that $500,000 plus range, they just continued to move forward. Now, they weren't able to get as much or maybe as big of a home as they wanted because their $500,000 or their $600,000 got them less than it would have a year ago. But nevertheless, things did not slow down, which is just amazing to me. And here we are, you know, going into May of 2022, we're a full year later. The lumber prices, yes, like I said, they did come down, but they're still 2-3 times as much as they were back in 2020. And everything else has gone up throughout the whole year of 2021 and the beginning of this year. It's been right on par with last year, where at least 2-3 times a week we're getting emails from the siding supplier. Aluminum soffit fascia gutters are going up, shingles are going up, drywall's going up, garage doors are going up. It's everything, and it's just nonstop. And things still continue to keep going. So I guess I asked myself, okay, now we add the interest rate to that. You know, the interest rates are going up. Is that going to be the thing that finally ends up slowing things down? And we don't know for sure. What I heard somebody say, there's a guy that's got a YouTube channel, Meet Kevin is the name of the channel, and I heard he was being interviewed. What he said was really interesting and makes a lot of sense. And basically what he said is that right now, I mean, the reason that things are still extremely busy right now, because everybody asked me the question, like, hey, how are things going with building and real estate? Are the interest rates affecting it? That's like the same question from everybody. And you would think that, yeah, the interest rate should be affecting things, because now somebody goes in to get pre-approved for a certain amount of money, and their payment's going to be way more than it was a few months ago because the interest rates are more. So now that means that people can afford less, and really that just kind of ends up contributing to a slowdown. So what he said is that right now there's a group of people that have already been pre-approved. They're already out there looking at houses. They already made up their mind that they're going to do something. They already sold their house months back because they knew that they were going to do something. So right now you've got all those people that are in the market. So the market still seems very busy, and in actuality it is very busy. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. But what happens once that group of people find their house, build their new house, and now the group of people behind them, what's going to happen with that group of people? Are they going to slow down? Are they going to be able to do less? Are they going to decide to maybe just hold off on selling their house because they can't go out and get what they want? You know, or are a bunch of people going to start putting their houses on the market because they're like, okay, we need to sell right now. We need to do it right now before something happens and the market could go down. So then that oversaturates with existing homes on the market, and now that starts to slow down the sales. I mean, right now, I mean, it's pretty much been a seller's market, you know, for the last few years. But if it gets oversaturated, then obviously that can have a reversed effect. So we don't know that that's going to happen. There are indications that also say that there won't be a slowdown at all, because we still have, no matter what's happening with interest rates, we still have a housing shortage. We still have a need for homes to be built. We still have, I don't know if this is exactly the case, but more people than there are homes. And if you have more people than there are of something, then there's demand for it, no matter what the price is. And that kind of is something that we saw. The demand was still just as high for lumber, while it was quadrupling in price, which is just crazy to me that people just kept buying it, and they needed it, and they're buying it. We got to keep building. We got to keep things going. So the lumber companies have no reason to lower their prices on lumber, because people are still buying it and they still need it, and there's no slowdown with demand. So it's the same thing with a house in the housing market. So yes, prices went crazy. Interest rates are going up. That just means it's a lot more expensive to buy something. But if that demand is still there, then the demand is still going to be there. I think that there will be a little bit of a slowdown happening later this year, just because, again, right now I feel like we're at the verge with pricing, to where if things got bumped way up with pricing, I do really feel like that would stop things. It didn't before, but I feel like it could now. Or if that doesn't happen and the pricing still stays way up where it's at, but then you have the interest rates that are going up that kind of act, that's kind of the straw that breaks the camel's back. So I feel like just based upon what interest rates are doing, where prices are, that there definitely could be a bit of a slowdown. And I don't want to discourage anybody from starting in this industry. There's always going to be ups and downs in the housing market, and we're due for a little bit of a downturn, and nobody wants to. I don't want it to happen. I'm not completely prepared like, you know, like I would love to be if all of a sudden there's a dip in my income. I mean, that's going to hurt. But it's reality. I mean, if you look at a chart of the housing industry over a long span of many years, there's ups and downs with it. And we've been in an upkick. I mean, we had our housing recession in 2008, and we're in 2022. So 2008, 2012, things were already okay for us here. So we've had 10 years, you know, going into 10 years of a amazing housing market. And that's about, I mean, I think if you look at charts, that's kind of the cycle that it goes by. You know, you get 10 years approximately of a good market, a little bit of a downturn, then a good market. So there's no reason to say, well, I'm not going to jump into this now because the market's about to go down. You got a lot of work ahead of you to do, to get set up, to start building homes and become the home builder that you want to be. So don't let the market dictate whether or not you're going to start. Either way, you're going to be in, you know, down the road for highs and lows, but overall, it's a great industry, and there's great income and money to be made there. There's great personal and financial freedom. So the dips, they're going to happen, but hey, that's just how it is. There's the upside far outweighs the low side with it. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this video here, is just what is and could be happening with the market. And every market's going to be different. Wisconsin is, we maybe didn't have prices go up as much here in our Wisconsin market that they maybe did on the East or the West Coast. I know that's what happened the last time when we had the housing recession in 2008. We didn't get hit as hard because our prices weren't skyrocketing as much as they were in other hotter areas. You know, Florida is an area that is just, and there are other areas too, but I'm familiar somewhat with Florida. There's tons of people moving to Florida. Prices have just gone crazy in the last couple of years there. So that could be an area where if things slow down, there's more of an impact there than there would be for, you know, like our prices here in Wisconsin haven't been increasing as much as a home in Florida has. There's just more demand for that home in Florida than the one here in Wisconsin. So depending on where you're located in the country, it could be better, it could be worse. It just, you know, there's no way to know until it happens. And again, nothing could happen, or we could have a little bit of a slowdown and the Fed gets everything right with what they do. And I'm going to go back to what Meet Kevin said. They are going to try to create what's called a soft landing. So instead of the interest rates just spiking and getting to a point where everything just halts and comes to a standstill, and we have a recession, they try to have the interest rates come up, but then at the right time they can bring them down a little bit. So they're going up, and instead of going up, things stop and then just drop. The interest rates are going to go up, and then they're going to try and bring them down a little bit. So that creates a little bit of a softer landing and kind of helps things overall. That's probably their goal and what they want to do. They don't always have complete control over whether or not that's going to happen. So I'll put Meet Kevin, his link in my video description here. But that's an update of our housing market here and what I've got going on and what my opinion is on it overall. All right, take care. Have a great rest of the day. And if you don't subscribe, please do so. Click the little bell for notifications so you can be notified of more videos like this.